Reality Receipts.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Reality Receipts podcast starring me, Storytime with Ricky.
And me, Reality Ashley. We're back to talk about Tell Me Lies, Season 3, Episode 5. But before we get into Tell Me Lies, of course, the Love is Blind cast dropped yesterday for Season 10 in Ohio. So you know our inboxes have been absolutely on fire. The amount of tea, receipts, pouring in. I mean, it's like I didn't know Ohio was so bumping, but apparently there's a lot going on over there. So
There's a lot going on. I've been so overwhelmed. I'm like, screenshot, Ashley, this. So obviously, this
yeah.
is the time where we sift through everything. We figure out what's relevant to you guys, what you guys would care about. It's been
Verify.
it's time. So it is
Yeah.
time.
I didn't expect it to start so fast because obviously when the cast is dropped, I like to make a post and I was trying to get through that yesterday on top of school pickup. My kids had a play date. I was making dinner and we're getting hundreds of DMs and I'm like, this show isn't even start for 3 weeks and it's already like complete madness. So
Yeah.
we have lots of fun stuff to share with you guys. Obviously, we are all about the receipts and the verifications here, but some of the tea is more just like some plot points that would be fun to share. So we're
Yeah.
gonna do that today. But already something very serious has come out, which a lot of you have DM'd us about. So do you want to tell everyone what's going on?
Yeah. So if you're on social media, we do want you to know that we have seen your DMs. So the cast list, as Ashley mentioned, dropped yesterday, and this is when people start coming forward with stories of people that they know. And a very serious allegation has come forward about Steven. Some of you guys may or may not have seen it. It initiated with when Netflix dropped the cast photos. The woman was in the comments, and she said, I need to contact production about one of the guys on the show. So I went to her page, I looked at her story, and she posted a slew of just allegations about Steven. And again, they are very, very serious. So we have been in contact. We've reached out to Steven. We've been in contact with the woman. We just want to get a little bit more details about the situation before we publicly put it out there because again, it's a really, really heavy allegation. But we have heard of it, and we do see you guys' messages. We're just trying to do our due diligence because it is
Yeah.
such a heavy topic. So once we
Yeah,
have
and
more, we will let you guys know.
totally. Of course, we always believe women, and in these situations, there are not always receipts. And that's the tricky part about our
Mhm.
job is that receipts are obviously number one. But when you're dealing with allegations of this nature, there are rarely any receipts. And that
Mhm.
certainly doesn't mean that it's not true, but it also means it's harder for us to give you guys information and say we are 100% sure of this because normally we are able to verify things or have some kind of proof. But we all know in these situations, proof is very hard to come by. So it
Yeah.
just takes a little more than seeing a story and putting it out there for all of you and putting our names behind it because we want to make sure we've done everything we can to get to the bottom of things and give you guys all of the information. So
Yeah.
that's what we're working on right now.
Mhm.
So nothing to report yet. I'm sure you've seen her story out there, and that's all there is so far, right? He
Yeah.
hasn't made a statement.
Mm-mm.
Netflix hasn't made a statement. Although
Mm-mm.
I know some people have made videos, and the comments, of course, are why aren't they doing background checks? What's wrong with casting? So
Mm.
the date is after filming. So she says this occurred after filming happened in May 2025. Filming was February to March. And she says she did not make a police report or a report of any kind. So there was nothing for Netflix to look up. Now, maybe they can tell if someone shouldn't be on a show like this or can tell if someone is creepy. But in terms of they didn't look things up or they didn't look for the report, there isn't one that we know of. And this is coming from the accuser herself. So
Yeah. Mhm.
just to clear up the why don't they do background checks? Because I know that's
Yeah.
always our first question. How do they miss this stuff? But it looks like this was after filming. So that's
Yeah.
how.
Yeah. After filming and no report was made, so you can't find what they're if it's not there. But again,
Mm,
we're in talks with the young woman involved, and we're so thankful that she's willing to talk to us more. I can
mhm.
only imagine how traumatizing it is to relive it all. So I am just, an ear for what she is willing and wanting to share. So we're just trying to get more
Mhm.
info for you guys. And once we have it, we will let you guys know. So,
Yes. We always share what we find out with you guys if we can verify it. It's just a little trickier this time, taking longer. So we will get back to that story for sure.
yeah, but in some lighter news, we do have some like little fun tidbits of tea that have already come in. So I
Mhm.
think the biggest one was that this season, you guys, we're gonna have another Lydia and Uche repeat, only spicier, right? So if you guys remember in season 5, was that season 5?
Yes, that was season 5.
Season 5 was the first time that we have 2 people in the pods that know each other, and I
Mhm.
mean, Uche and Lydia are very specific names, so I feel like after telling each other the names, they would have known that they knew each other. However, they pretended that they found out later down the line, and it was like
Mhm.
this big storyline. Oh, they used to date. Lydia followed him here. But this season, on season 10, we're going to get 2 people that apparently know each other, know that they know each other, and are going to try and rig the system and go through the experiment as if they don't know each other. Production is
Mhm.
going to find out about it and give them both boot. Now,
Yes.
we don't know if this is gonna be shown because they could either show this because it's never happened before, or they could completely cut it to
Yeah.
penalize them for trying to trick the system. But if I were them, I'd
Yeah.
show it. I think the viewer would be very interested in that, right?
Yes, we love mess. So I guess we should have said these are spoiler teas, but we don't actually know if they are spoiler teas because
Yeah.
this might not actually even be on the show. But yeah, if you don't want to know anything about what happens, we normally just like our tea and our spoilers are two separate things, but this obviously might be a little spoilers to the plot points of the season. So if you don't want to
Mhm.
know, come back and we'll make sure we do just separate tea. But this might give away some things that could happen or not. We don't know
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah,
So,
it's like kind of a spoiler, kind of, because we didn't name the names.
yeah, no name.
You're not familiar with the characters as of yet. I mean, we still have 2
Mhm.
weeks till the show airs, so at this
I
point,
mean,
we have no attachment to these people, right? And
yeah,
again, don't know if it's gonna be shown.
and they put 2 people right on the poster and kind of spoiled the whole engagement for us, so even though we don't know which blonde it is, but it narrows it down a little bit, so and then the
Yep.
trailer comes out and they spoiled the whole damn thing with that, so
I've hoped they've learned their lesson with that. But once that trailer drops, we'll be able to tell, number
yeah.
1, if this plot hole is actually they're going through with it, and number 2,
Mhm.
we could tell who our uh main cast is for sure.
Yeah, definitely, so that yeah, we haven't had the trailer yet, so maybe next they usually do that, like, a week out, I guess, so or
Yeah.
maybe they won't, I don't know, we'll see, so
Yeah, and we have another fun, not fun, but we yeah, not fun, but what we will say, Blank from Love Is Blind season 10 was engaged to my friend on January 2023. She caught him cheating on her May 2023. Wonder if he's going to be telling the story on TV. We never know if this is something that they're going to share in the pods
Mhm.
that, they were previously engaged and cheated.
Yeah.
So this was 2 years ago. We know that
Mhm.
this filmed in 2025. So it's always interesting to me to know if somebody is going to come forward with their cheating story. And we know
Yeah.
sometimes that's a topic. Have you ever cheated? Some people
Mhm.
take it really seriously. If and some people are just like, everybody has a past.
Yeah.
So that
Is that
I think we actually have 2, because I think we have
yeah.
another one that's April 2024 that a contestant was engaged and broke off his engagement for no apparent reason, left the his bride to be high and dry after a 3-year relationship. And so we've got some so,
And
so
isn't he's engaged again now too, right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
So Lil Birdie's told us that he broke off an engagement in 2024, gets engaged in 2025 to somebody on the show, and then is now engaged again in 2026. So this is like the engagement king, apparently.
Wait. So it is one of the engaged men.
Yeah, allegedly.
The
Allegedly.
tea.
Yeah, the
Oh, no.
tea.
He's
Yeah,
like
so
he's the runaway groom, I guess, not
it's
the
a
runaway
runaway
bride.
groom. So, again, just fun tidbits of tea that,
Yeah,
I'm
and we
like,
don't know, once we know more, we'll get his side of the story if he wants to tell it. You never know. Engagements break up, not necessarily his fault. Maybe it was who knows? We only have the tea, and that's why we're not giving you the names yet, because A, huge spoiler, and B, we're still verifying stuff. But 3 engagements in a year and a half is a lot for anyone. So we
yeah.
need to hear this side of the story, I
Yeah,
think.
like
Maybe it'll be on the show.
I need to know if he's recycling the ring. Like, are you like are you getting it back and then like just repurposing it to different girls? Are you getting a new ring the
Imagine.
whole time? Like
What if he's given the November 2025 girl the Love Is Blind reject ring? That's
only time
we're
will
gonna be
tell.
looking.
Only time will tell. So it's
Yeah,
just a lot going on in these DMs over here, guys.
yeah, like we said, the tea is teeing. Although, no one can accuse this guy of not really wanting to be engaged, I guess. He was there for the right reasons if he's engaged now and marrying someone else, if that one actually goes through. So, they
Yeah.
wanna get engaged in Ohio, that's for sure. We see that, so
Yeah. Yeah, and we have been seeing I know we gave Victor a little bit of a hard time on our recap because his bio was a little cringy. It was giving baddie, but apparently the comments have like that's probably the only person that I've seen like people consistently say what a good person he is, how nice
yeah.
he is, how sweet he is. So it looks like we're gonna get at least one decent guy this season,
Uh-huh.
which might be Victor, which
Yes.
I think I said to you, he's a handsome guy. He's six
Mhm.
three. He's tall. He's built. He's athletic, and apparently he's like a teddy bear. He's the one that said
Yeah, I think
He's a
Superman.
Doberman.
Yes, and he also compared himself to Superman, so that's what threw
Yeah,
us off. I mean, he still can be a great guy, but all we were going off of was this one paragraph you choose to put out there about yourself, and he said, "People see me as Superman." But I'm sure he meant in terms of, like, sometimes women wanna be rescued or see their man as that, like, rescuing type, I'll fix everything for you. He probably meant that, not like, "I'm Superman because 'cause I'm so tall and hot and strong." So,
maybe we took it that way because he is so
yeah.
tall and hot and strong. But
We were projecting.
I don't know. I don't know. I just never feel like that. Like I'm 6'3" with a PhD. It just came off very douchey, but apparently he's not douchey. So maybe Love is Blind just mixed up his words and like it
Uh-huh.
wasn't a direct quote. I don't
Yeah,
know. Apparently
and
he's
we're
a lovely individual. So
yes, that's nice to know, and that's the thing. I did see a few people in the comments like, "Oh, don't dig up stuff on these people's past." We don't dig anything, as you guys can see. It just comes to us, but also, I feel like if you don't have anything bad in your past, then there's no reason to worry, right? Like, we've seen plenty of men come through the show that no one came forward with stories about them because they didn't have any, and they either got married and they were good guys or nothing happened. Like when you really look at how many people have been on the show, it's a very small pool that have had these horrible stories about them.
yeah.
So if
Yeah.
there is
And
nothing in your past, you don't have to worry at all.
yeah, and
So
the thing is you guys, we are very well aware that everybody has something in their past, right? Like there's
mhm.
something you've done that you're not proud of. So me and Ashley really take relevance into consideration.
Yeah.
We don't share 90% of the things that we have because of
Yeah.
relevance. We are able to gauge what an audience is going to care about and what they're not going to care about, right? Like I don't care if Victor cheated on you in the 5th grade, right? Like like or when you guys were 16 years old. Relevance, right?
Yeah.
There's a
I
statute of
yeah.
limitations on the T. Okay,
I
so
yeah, I did have someone reach out and say one of them was the worst boyfriend she ever had. So obviously grain of salt. Nobody wants to see their ex on the show. You're gonna be a little salty. Does that mean he wasn't an awful boyfriend? No, he probably was, but, I would say probably most men out there have at one point been a bad boyfriend, been an F boy. Like,
yeah.
if they end up getting married, it's like I'm sure that they will have that conversation with who they marry about their past, and maybe they won't, and that's why we're here to let them know. But I think
Yeah.
we understand that everyone's ex is not always gonna be like, they're a wonderful person, but when they do say that, that's how you really know that they must be
Yeah.
good, right?
Yeah, I think this season with Ben, right? Like we had so many people
Mm,
come forward and say, "Oh, he's my ex, he sucks." And it's like Okay, yeah, like you said, I'm sure everybody's been a terrible boyfriend in their past, but it's like when you're leaving YouTube cards, that takes it to a whole nother level, right? Like now that people will care about that not only is
Mhm.
he awful, but he's so douchey that he'll leave his YouTube cards for a
Yeah.
follow, a like, or a subscribe. Like, irrelevance, people.
Self-promotion. Yeah.
Irrelevance, people. So yeah, that's just some fun stuff that we've gotten so far. Again, like closer to the season, we'll give you guys more details if you want,
Yeah.
and we'll give you like, those spoilers if you want and add some names to the story. But for now, that's just a smidge of what we've gotten in the
Yeah.
DM. That's just a
Yeah.
smidge.
Yeah, like we said, we're 2 weeks out from the show still, so this is just the start, and once things are relevant, we'll have more fleshed out that's a creepy word, but, the story we'll put more work and thought into them if they make sense, and I'm sure there's so much more to come, so
Yeah,
like we
100%.
said, though, after the season with Tyler, nothing seems that bad, so all these people should just come forward and say, "Yes, I dumped my fiancé. Yes, I was a bad boyfriend." I mean, it is what it is. It's not that bad, except for what's going around about Steven, obviously, is horrible, but
Yeah,
that is not part of the lighthearted tea that we get sent. That
right.
was her telling her own story, so that one we will get more into, but the rest of the stuff is all fairly tame, I would say, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I
mm,
haven't heard anything, too shocking just yet, but again, let's all remember that I don't think that anyone will top Tyler. That was
no,
there was another level
diabolical.
of diabolical, and that didn't come out until a week, the second drop of episodes because everyone loved
Mhm.
Tyler and Ashley the first drop, and then, I think it's like sometimes people are waiting to see what you're going to say on this show. So it's like,
Yeah.
is blank gonna admit to cheating on his fiance? Is blank going to admit to dumping his fiance for no apparent reason? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like if you go on there and lie and say, "Oh, I've never been engaged before," that's when people start coming forward. That's when people are like, "Oh, you've never been engaged before? Boom, here's a picture. We were engaged here. This is what happened. This is what you did."
Mhm.
So, like you said,
And
much more
that's
to come.
and that's where I feel like these stories are important. I know people will say like, "Oh, leave them alone, don't dig stuff up, like who cares?" But when like say going back to the Trevor of it all, he got such a great edit and everyone thought he was so amazing and everybody was jumping down Chelsea's throat like how could you not get engaged to him? So she was getting hate and then all of like women in his DMs thought he was something and what we were hearing was something else. And so that's where I feel like people feel compelled to give their story, like the ones coming forward, like this guy was a horrible boyfriend or he did this or that, is because when they get portrayed a certain way on TV, you feel obligated to let people know maybe that's not what they really are. But
Yeah.
again, most people, you can say that that guy's terrible. They're still going to DM him if they think he's hot. So they're going to have
That's
to
true.
figure it out on
That's
their
true.
own. So,
Yeah, sometimes girls be like, "I'm different. He's gonna be
yeah.
different for me. It's just not gonna be the same." But I think so when somebody is, I understand it's reality TV. Some people just want to enjoy the show, but to me,
Hmm.
um, the best part of these seasons are the behind the scenes stuff. It's what keeps
Yeah.
the viewer interested.
Hmm.
Because you can have a really boring season. Like
Yeah.
you said, Teddy Bear Trevor, he was literally coined Teddy Bear Trevor, and he was really trifling Trevor. So
Yeah.
it's like it does, if they get a great edit, and that's just not who they are as a person, it's important that we know that. It is reality
Yeah.
TV. So we got you guys' back. If you're here,
Yeah.
you already know what's up. Like you already know how we do it. So I don't think we have anybody here that's like, who cares? Although I did see some people in your comments and mine. You care. That is why
Yeah.
you commented to stay on this side of the algorithm. So that's like
That always confuses me when I get a who cares and then I look and they follow me. So I'm like,
you care so much.
what? This is a reality TV page. It's only going to be reality TV stuff and gossip. So, yeah, it blows my mind. Like, why do
Yeah.
you follow pages that you don't care about? And
Yeah.
I don't go around to like sports pages and comment, who cares? If it's not my thing, I just stay away from the page. It doesn't, it's so weird. It's just like,
Exactly. They care.
yeah.
That's the point, right? They care. That's why you follow me. That's why you comment.
Maybe we
When
should
you
start
come
doing that
what?
as women. Let's go around to all the sports Instagrams and like annoy the men and just reply to them like, who
Who
cares?
cares?
Super
Oh my
Bowl,
god.
who cares? Nobody's watching that. Like,
Who
that'd be so
cares if
funny.
he got injured? Big
Yeah,
deal. Like
no big deal. Stay out of his business, okay? It's not our business, so
exactly. Like mind your business. Like, why do you care if he can't like
Yeah.
play the next game?
That's
Like,
how I've actually wondered about that because I would assume that sports stars also get a lot of, like, hate DMs, and, like, mean comments, right? Because men
yeah,
really get into that, and women too, not to, like,
yeah,
stereotype, women love sports too, but I'm just as a whole, I think reality TV is more women, sports might be more men.
yeah,
They must deal with a lot of similar things, but I don't usually see the sports people care. I think they don't bother to read, and that's something I think if you're gonna go on reality TV, you have to learn, and as much as it's exciting and there are gonna be a lot of nice comments and you really wanna read those, but just comment sections are never gonna be 100% good or what you wanna hear, so if
yeah.
you can't deal with the negativity, just don't read it. Because I
Just
know
don't read
some
it.
people left some mean comments about the cast when they posted the pictures yesterday, and one person replied to someone to delete one, and I just deleted it because it was really mean. I don't usually read it though. Like I'll see a few when they pop up and I'll
Hmm.
reply, but I'm like, it's not. They're not tagged, so there isn't a good reason for any of the cast to come to that post and read.
And
And I hope
read.
they
Yeah,
don't
I hope
because
they don't. Yeah.
people are not nice. Even they could be the hottest cast ever. You're still gonna see, oh, good average people this season. Or I saw someone comment like, finally they did the ugly season, and it's like they say this every season. So
They
don't
do.
worry, guys.
They
Yeah,
literally say it every season. They say it every season, and I really thought the women, I
no,
thought that okay, dressing aside, right? Not
yeah,
everyone's a fashionista. Not everyone can dress.
I'm
Apparently,
not.
people in Ohio can't dress, but face-wise, hair-wise, like, I feel like we got some really stunning and
Uh-huh.
educated women, and I feel like the men are just never gonna compare to the women, like, they're just
Yeah,
not.
no,
I
it's like
didn't
real life.
notice, but somebody had said, like, "They all have the same beard," or "They all have" and I guess I didn't notice, but I think
Hmm.
of the male cast, the only one that really stuck out to me was Victor.
Hmm.
Everyone else was
Yeah, yeah. We rarely get like a super hot man on Love Is
Freddie
Blind. Yeah,
is
it's
an
rare, but
anomaly. It's just
uh,
never gonna happen again. I don't know what the hell he was doing on there, honestly.
yeah. But I
He should
don't like.
be on Vogue. Like,
Do women really wanna marry a super hot man? I feel like that seems like trouble. You need, like, average,
I don't know.
handsome
Uh,
to you.
handsome to me, yeah. I like a handsome to me. I like I didn't think he was super hot when I met him, but as,
He grew
the
on
kid
you.
he grew on me, yeah, because
I'm
that
not talking
means
about my own husband here in case he listens, which I don't think he has time to do, but I met him when he was 21, so I'm talking about if I were looking now. I don't think I would be like, "Let me find the hottest man out there." I just feel like that would be exhausting. The women would be all
Yeah.
always
Yeah,
I don't know, women
that must be how men feel when they date me. No, I'm just
yeah,
like
she's too hot, I can't. There there's literally a song about
I'm just
that.
kidding.
Have you heard that song?
No.
It's like, if you wanna be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife, and
Oh.
always get an ugly girl to marry you. That's how it goes. So you
Oh,
never have to worry about
no.
anyone hitting on her, which is so sad.
Which is so sad and
I don't think
rude,
people
by the
marry
way.
who they're not attracted to, except for on Love Is Blind because it's a crapshoot, but I don't
Yeah.
think we've ever no, wait, we have on the foreign ones. I was gonna say, I don't think we've ever seen people be, like, not attracted at first and then get married, but we have on the foreign
We
ones,
have.
right? Okay.
Yeah, we did. And I think this was before you watched. Did you watch? You did watch the season with Jakob and Carolina.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we
Yeah,
covered that one.
that was
Mhm,
crazy, right? Like
mhm.
that was we were like, "Nope, not
Nope.
happening." And then
He
they
grew
got
on
married,
her.
so we have seen it happen. We have seen it happen. But we've also seen them not be attracted in
Yeah.
any relationship. So,
Like Casey, I think that was her name, right? She was
yeah.
out of there one
Yeah,
day.
and we had it happen with
Oh,
Wendy and
Leo.
we've
Oh,
had it
yes.
happen a lot.
Yeah.
Irina
I'm
and
sure it'll happen this
Zach.
time. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be more, but any other Love Is Blind tea before we get into Tell Me Less?
No, I think that's a good little sprinkle. Let y'all know what we're cooking up.
Yes, we're in the kitchen. We didn't barely sleep last night, so it begins, but
The amount of DMs I sent Ashley, like, "Did you hear this
Yeah.
one? Did you get this one?" And she's like, "Are you talking to this person? Are you talking to this?" It's
Weird.
so much fun. It is fun. It
It
is fun.
is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is fun to sift through. It's like investigative work, right? You're like,
Yeah.
okay, what's true, what's not true, what's relevant, what's not relevant. It's not fun when it's serious ones, and we've
Yes.
said
That's
that. Like
always
we,
sad.
yeah, we don't want to see that
Right.
those kind of tea because we don't want to hear that this is happening, but this is the reality
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
the world, which is relevant to Tell Me Lies because
Yeah.
it's a big topic over there too. Another
Yeah.
Steven, I just realized actually.
Another Stephen, yes, exactly, and like I said, when it is such a serious allegation, we just wanna give it extra care and attention. We don't just
Yeah.
wanna take what's out there and just put it out, like,
Hmm.
this deserves extra care and attention, so I hope you guys understand and appreciate that, but
And
speaking
that's
of
the hard
oh,
I was
go
gonna say that's the hard thing because I do believe like Netflix or the PR is advising like them don't talk about it, right?
Mhm, mhm.
Which I don't know. It always seems like if you have nothing to hide and if you have something to defend yourself, then you should. Otherwise, yeah, we do think that you did this. And again, it's hard to prove true. It's hard to prove false. It's his
Yeah.
word against hers, and we believe women. And so I don't think there's anything he could do to defend himself, but I don't know that staying quiet because that's obviously what happened with Alex for season 8, and
Mhm.
I don't know, maybe when they stay quiet, it just makes me feel like it's true, right?
Yeah. No, for sure. I
But
think like if something was going around about me, I don't care what anybody would say. I would have to say something. I would have to tell my piece.
mhm,
I would even, apologize if I felt like I had harmed somebody and unbeknownst to me, but they felt like I harmed them. Like I would not stay quiet. But as we know, sometimes the PR advises, "Oh, this will just blow over. This will just," and we don't know. This guy's role in the show. We don't know if he's gonna be shown. We don't know if he's a main character. So again, we're just trying to get some more information, but I do think he should say something, you
yeah,
know? Yeah.
definitely. But should we get into Tell Me Lies? Sorry, you were trying
Yes.
to do that, but I just keep thinking of more to say, but that's
Yeah,
that's Love
no.
Is Blind for you, so
Yeah, yeah, let's get into it. It's getting steamy. It's getting
yeah, and
crazy.
dark, and yeah, I mean the first season was, like, off of the book, right? We talked about that. We did a deep dive into the
Mhm.
side tea and all that of Tell Me Lies. So the first season was off the book, and now the showrunner has, like, gone rogue, right? And
Okay.
so, I mean, the book has a happy ending. I don't think we've gotten there yet, obviously, with Lucy's story in the show, and now we're introducing new characters. So this makes me feel like this series cannot be over in
I
just 3
can't.
episodes, right?
It can't.
No
Do we
way.
do we know if the showrunner is like working with the original author to keep this story going to make sure that it's like she's not
I
just
don't
completely like going left with these characters she's created?
I don't know if they're I know that the writer of the book was at the season 3 premiere, so they
Okay, yeah.
are in contact. So I would think
Okay.
maybe
I would
they're
think
doing it
so, yeah.
together, but yeah, just the whole with the showrunner having her husband on, although we haven't seen him. He's what's his name? Oliver?
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's her husband in real life. So I'm glad that that story's gone away, but we also haven't seen the girl that played we haven't seen Amanda, the character, for a
Mm,
couple episodes, the one that was entangled with Oliver, so I feel like that story is gonna come back around too, right? It can't be
for
over.
sure. For sure.
Yeah, so the episode starts with Steven getting into Yale and realizing he ain't got no friends, no one
Nobody
cares,
gives a shit.
and that seems to, like, put him in, like, an angry state for the rest of the episode, but what did you think about, like, Wrigley's response to him calling?
I mean, it's always first of all, I don't know why these people even pick up his calls. I would be sending Stephen
Black.
DeMarco to voicemail, right? But I think it's like him having this expectation that like people are just going to be so happy for him and everyone's just going to be so excited for him. Obviously, Evan has to lick his ass, because
Mhm.
of everything that happened, but like yeah, nobody cares, Stephen.
No, and that yeah, it didn't surprise me. I'm glad that they're kind of seem like they're coming around to it, and yeah, why do they hang out with him? That's definitely one of the big mysteries of the show is,
Because
like,
they're
how people have friends, but
scared of him, right?
mhm.
Like, if you're scared of what look at I mean, not to jump ahead, but look at what he's doing to Diana, all because of what? All because she doesn't wanna go to Yale with you, and all because
Mhm.
she just she really revealed all her cards, but we'll get there. But, like, they're scared of
No.
what he's gonna do. That's the
Mhm.
you like, who knows what, you know, secret dirt he has, secret recordings he has. So I think that's really what it comes down to is everyone's afraid of what he will do.
Mhm. Yeah, and he keeps like, collecting more dirt, like, when he shows up. Now, this scene pissed me off because who the hell doesn't look at other people? He's like, "Oh, must be a delivery, Evan," and he just opens the door and it's Steven. He has a peephole right there. Would you
Yeah.
ever? If you have a
No.
peephole, would you not
No.
utilize the peephole?
No, I thought it was gonna be the girl at the door.
Molly.
I thought it was gonna be
Mm,
Molly at the door and then was gonna
yeah.
see Bree in the background, but it was Steven. And also, I feel like, okay, so now we know, Bree and Evan are kinda getting back together, they're hooking up. So
Mhm,
you mean to tell me for a week, Steven hasn't come over? In every single episode, we've seen Steven go or be at Evan's house,
mhm.
almost living at Evan's house, and now
Yeah.
he just doesn't come over there, and you wouldn't think that he was gonna randomly pop up, like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I'm like, when you're literally trying to hide that Bree is there, or like you guys are trying to keep it quiet, and you just open your door to who knows who is out there. Is that part was sometimes the show has some
all
plot holes.
extra wide, like,
Yeah,
"Hello, welcome!" Like, he didn't even, like, peek, like, pop it
yeah,
open, like, "What's up?" Like, no, you just,
and
"Hello!"
must be a delivery. Like, what? There was no Amazon back in 2009, was there? Like, what delivery? Like, did you order food? Like, what's getting delivered? It made no sense. But
Right.
it would have been better if you just had no people. But then maybe they felt like that was too big of a plot hole. But I would have gone with no people
No
over
people.
unutilized people. That just seems
Yeah, I don't
crazy.
have a peephole on my door.
You
So,
don't?
I don't, look.
So what do
Nope.
you do?
No peephole on the door. I don't answer
Do you
it.
have a chain? Yeah, that's what I do.
I don't
I don't
answer it.
answer.
Like, if I hear somebody knock, I'm like, they'll go away or they'll leave whatever whatever's at the door.
That's me with my
I
phone.
don't pick it up.
I don't answer my phone at all. Like, leave a message or text me. If you can't text me, I don't care what you have to say. So I don't I don't do that. When we bought this house, the entire front door was glass. The whole
Mm.
door. You
Mm,
can
that's
literally look in.
it's cute
Insane.
though. It's, like, very aesthetically pleasing though.
No, I wanna be able, like, if you're sitting on the couch, if someone's at your door, they're
Mm.
looking right at you. No
That's strange.
hiding.
Like, you would think it would be a little frosted, right? So you can't
So
really see, you know?
yeah, we asked the builder, we're like, what do people usually do?" And he's like, "What, they just leave it." And I'm like, okay, that's just not my vibe." So we got it frosted, so now there's just, like, a little piece, but even that, I'm like, if you walk up to the door and look in the you can see right in the house. So I'm
Like,
like,
really
I don't
look.
like that.
Yeah, yeah,
I like
yeah.
I like to creep around the corner, look out the window, see who's in the driveway, and you can't do any of that. So
Yeah, like,
I'm
"Ma'am, I can see you."
like,
"Ma'am,
nobody knew.
answer the door. I can see you standing there."
Yeah, I don't like not being able to, like, check it out first. So that's why this whole people thing really bothered me, because 'cause I'm just like, I would never not look out the people, but
Yeah,
we gotta do things to push the story along, so we'll let it go. But,
yeah,
it's like the car accident that they never properly investigated. That's on my list too of
yeah.
things that they messed
Things
up.
that
But
would never happen. Yeah.
it's a I guess that's the thing with the scripted shows. We're used to covering reality TV, which is so real, of course. No fakeness, so we're like, we
Everything's
can't have any
so real.
fakeness. So, what did you think about so Diana got into Yale,
Mm,
which I think we already kinda knew was coming because
and
we all knew she lied about the LSAT to Steven,
right,
so
and she went through with the procedure, it looks like,
I
yeah.
don't know, I still don't believe it. At
You
first,
don't
I was
believe
like,
it? Okay.
I don't know. I'm so here's the thing. I don't feel like the showrunner would want to show a story of her keeping Steven's baby. So that's the only part that's holding me on to thinking she did go through with it. Cause I don't think having Steven's baby is something she would want to advocate for. I feel like
Mm,
she would advocate for rights of women and choose what you want. And that's something she wants to like to show was okay. But for messiness of the plot, I don't know, they never showed her, and maybe this is because they did the exact same thing on Sex and the City.
mm,
Miranda went to have an abortion, she went into they called her in, and then we
mm.
see later they fake us out, and everyone's like, "Are you feel okay?" And she's like, "I didn't go through with it."
Okay.
So, that's the
Okay.
only part where I'm like, we didn't not that they would show it, but you know what I mean?
Right.
They only showed her get up and that was it. And
Yeah.
just her demeanor for the rest of the episode where she told Molly, "Evan is your Steven, like, you just can't, like, let it go," you know what I mean? And she just seemed not like someone, like, relieved. Do you know what I mean? She seemed to be
Yeah.
still worried about something. Maybe that's just the
Yeah.
Yale, but I
And
don't know.
she, like, kind of was like, "Oh, I feel fine, I have some cramping," and then still went to the pool party,
Yeah.
and upon my research, you bleed excessively, the first couple
Yeah.
of days, so I'm not
Mhm.
sure that a pool party and a bathing suit would be what you were wearing, you know?
Totally.
So I
And
think that's an
also
interesting plot.
mhm.
That's an interesting, take that maybe she did keep it because.
Uh-huh. And that's the thing is like what would be the motivation there? Is it like a moral thing? Like I couldn't personally go through with it, so that's why because I don't see that from Diana. Not that she doesn't have morals or anything, but you know what I mean? I think she would be pro-choice and be fine with that choice. So it must be a Steven related decision where she can't let go of Steven, which I hate for
Hmm,
her.
hmm.
But then I'm like, we see her happy with Pippa in 2015.
Yeah,
So would
she
she?
really seems over him, like, she really
Mhm.
seems to despise him and really hate him,
Mhm.
so I
And when
don't know.
she said, "I'm not gonna go to Yale next year,"
Yeah,
you know? That's where I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like this showrunner loves surprises, right?
yeah,
And so
that would be a big
keeping
one, yeah.
yeah, that could be like but again, I hate that for Diana. So I don't know that she would do that to the character, but
Yeah, and I mean,
maybe.
what do you guys think? You guys think she went through with it? Do you think she didn't? I don't know, I feel like Diana is, like, very, like, knows what she wants out of life and has her life, like, so planned out. That's why it would be such a surprising shock that she did, like, go through this
Mhm.
because that would, make all of those plans harder, right? It wouldn't
Mhm.
stop them, but it would
Mhm.
make the first year of college I mean, of grad school, right? Like, quite
Yeah.
or law school harder
Mhm.
so I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, and also remember at the wedding when Diana said something to Lucy like it's scary when you don't know where he is or something. And I'm just like thinking logically, like Diana at that point would not have been with Steven for like 7 years. And like, why would you even care enough to say something to Lucy about him unless he's someone that's still in your life in some way? I don't know. It just feels
Sure.
weird
Okay,
to me, you
that's a
know?
good yeah, that's a good
It just but then again, for the plot of the show, obviously Diana's the only one that can relate to Lucy in terms of like that's both of our ex, so that might be what that's about, but I don't know. I'm just feeling like the showrunner would like that as a surprise, but again, hate it for the character. So I hope she
Mhm.
won't do that, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
And Evan sucks, by the way. I'm not Are you liking him? Because
I don't like Evan. I don't like
no.
Evan.
Like what he
I
had
have nothing else to say except I don't like Evan, right? Like, because he's supposed to be this good guy, but it's like he's not a good guy, right? Like, he's
he's the
not
one everyone was pontificating about Wrigley is like the Tom Schwartz and he's the good guy, but he's really bad. I think that's more Evan is what we're seeing now. Like Wrigley's turning out to be better than we thought, and Evan is
Wrigley,
worse. Because
yeah, Wrigley Schwartz. Evan is Sandoval.
no, but the people that say that Schwartz is actually a bad guy. Now, remember I explained this.
I'm Team Schwartz though.
It's more
I don't
about,
think Schwartz is a bad guy.
but
Don't come for me, guys.
it's I that's the thing, right? He when you watch him, he's a fun, good guy, but the way he was in his marriage or treated Katie, that's what makes him the bad guy, right? And so that's like
He was a
Evan
wussy
appears
pussy.
yeah, and
Yeah.
just not a good husband, right? And
Yeah.
doesn't make you a bad person, maybe not, but not being a good husband is not good. And so I think that's what
Yeah.
Evan is, right? He's not a bad guy. He's not doing what Steven's doing, but he's portraying to be a good guy, but look at all the stuff he's doing.
Yeah.
Cheating with Lucy,
Yeah.
and now the way he treated Molly, it's like, is he a good guy? I don't
He's
know.
not a good guy, and I don't understand why people would think like, Wrigley's a bad guy, like, Wrigley doesn't like, he's like, loyal in a sense, it's
Mhm.
getting a little tricky for him, he's walking a fine line, but he hasn't
Yeah.
cheated yet,
Mhm.
and I don't know, like, I don't think he's done anything bad, I think that's an interesting take from people that he sucks, but I think it's very clear that Evan sucks, like, yeah, you
Mhm.
cheated with her best friend, didn't tell her for years,
Yeah.
you were gonna marry the girl and not tell her, like, that's a whole 'nother level of
Well, do we
deceit.
think she doesn't know though? She almost had it figured out here, right? Because she said he was like, "I wasn't at that party," and she's like, "Yes, you were." And I think she's gonna end up putting two and two together, and that's why when Steven drops that message to her on the wedding day, she
Mm.
doesn't care because 'cause she's been knowing for years. That's what I
Mm.
thought, but I don't know if Bree knows it, but she didn't tell Evan, like, she found out from Lucy, and Evan doesn't know she knows, or if Evan came clean at some point, and so
Yeah,
they're
I
both
don't
over
know.
it.
I think the way I had taken it was like she brushed it off because she knows I did the same thing. I hooked up with
Mhm.
his friend and I never told him. And he hooked
Mm,
up with my friend and he never told me, you
that's
know?
true, could be that.
Yeah. So,
I saw somebody online that had a really bad take of like, I think Bree and Steven are conspiring together to take down Lucy. I was like, I don't think that's what's happening because the
mm,
look they gave each other. But I'm like, no, that was Bree looking at him like, yeah, so I got this message. I'm still marrying him. I don't care. Like, you don't know what I've done, right? It wasn't
yeah.
like an
Yeah.
evil look together. It doesn't even make sense because why would he send her the message then if they were working together?
Yeah,
Like,
no, bad take. Bad
bad
take. I
yeah,
think that's
yeah,
a bad
which
take.
the
Yeah.
show is confusing, and we've had
So
our
much
own
going
bad
on.
takes, I'm
So
sure,
much
so
going on. So much going on. It's honestly really hard to even anticipate what would happen because
yeah,
there's just so many plot holes, like you said, you know?
mhm. Yeah, and it's so hard to keep track of everything, right? Like, it's only been I was shocked today when I was like, "Season 3? We can't only be on season 3," but it is, but so much has happened that it feels like 10 seasons, so,
Yeah.
what did you think about this Tegan girl? At first I was like, "Who is this? Where's
Yeah,
she
who is
from?" But
this?
she's new, right?
Who
The
the
one
hell
that,
is it?
Steven was flirting and
Oh, yeah, she's new. Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
sometimes my eyes, I'm like, "W do we know this girl already?" No, she's new, I've never heard of Tegan. So
Yeah, I think
why
we're
are they
trying to get a new love interest for Steven. Because who else
someone he
is
can
he gonna
torture?
Yeah, somebody he could wave in Lucy's face, make her jealous, bring her around the group. He's
Mhm.
not gonna date within the group, that's for sure, everybody hates him, so
Yeah. Yeah, and we see that what's his name? Alex heard about the assault on Lucy that didn't happen, but we all know that whole story, and now he's treating her
gentle.
with kid gloves. Yes, and she
Yeah,
hates it.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
what do you think? Now I feel bad because I was making fun of him for being like a fake bad boy, which I guess technically
Yeah,
he was, but
yeah, he's gonna get a gentle soul, I
yeah, he
guess.
seems like a good guy. So I guess we were right. He's not really a bad boy. I think sexually he likes that, but he's
Mhm.
also a good person, it seems like. So, but
Yeah,
Lucy hates that. She's
mhm.
realizing she's not into that. So,
Yeah, she doesn't want the gentle sex, she kind of wanted some rough, degrading sex. It seems like she wanted to be degraded, in
yeah.
the
Yeah,
bedroom,
I'm
which
like,
that's a thing for people. That
yes.
it's all I do think in this situation, it's reflective of Lucy's mind state and maybe some mental health issues going on, but I think,
Mhm.
I think in the grand scale of things, people do like that. I think we talked about it, where
Yes.
there's, like, this whole, like, pay
Yeah.
pigs and degrading men for money. I told you guys the story of my friend that had an experience with a pay pig or whatever, like, just wanted to be degraded. So I think it is a
Mhm.
thing, and I think it's a thing in the bedroom, not anything to be shameful of, but I think in
No.
Lucy's situation, it is concerning, right?
Mhm. Yeah, because she doesn't only just like it in the bedroom, obviously she, like, wants to be I think she wants to be treated poorly in her relationship as well, like, she likes Steven not just sexually, but she likes all of it, right? And so that's
Mm.
see, as an eldest daughter Capricorn, I don't understand this. I wanna be told I'm doing a good job, I wanna hear all the praise, I could never imagine, like, wanting to be told you're pathetic and all the bad things, so I
Oh, no, 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 no.
don't
Yeah.
be nice
Yeah.
to me. That's
Be
what
not
I think.
praise me, bitch. That's called a praise kink,
Right,
actually.
right,
You know
right,
what I
right.
mean?
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me I'm
I
doing a
like
good job, bitch.
positive reinforcements. I want a gold star. I don't wanna
Yeah.
be told I suck. So I do that and I'm critical of myself enough. I don't need a partner to do that. So that's I don't know what causes this. Obviously, we've seen Lucy's traumas, or maybe that's just her kink, right? Like maybe it doesn't come from trauma, but I do think that's what they're alluding to, that she's trying to figure out, right? Or she's
Yeah.
not at the figuring out point of why. She's just at the discovering what she's into part, and maybe we'll see
Yeah.
her trying to get to the bottom of it, but we see 2015 and she doesn't seem to have done any self-work or any
Yeah, which is
anti-Steven work.
concerning. Like, I feel like we can't in this season, or like I know somebody, or right, one of the cast said that this is going to be the final season. I just don't see
Yeah,
that for Lucy. Like,
the
she needs a
showrunner's
happy
husband.
ending. Yeah, she needs a happy ending. Like, she
Mhm,
needs, like, obviously we're in 2015. She hasn't self-reflected, self-work. She's still in the same exact space as she was in college. Like,
mhm.
we can't have that for the main character. Like, she's
No.
got to go through some healing. So,
Unless Steven is gonna die or something. I know people have predicted that, like, maybe there's gonna be a car accident and she lets
mhm.
Steven die or something, but I don't know. At this point in the show, it's clear she's still into him, obsessed with him.
Yeah.
Even in
Yeah.
2015, they're hooking up, so I don't think we're at the she's gonna murder him phase yet, so
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
ever, so
Yeah.
yeah, that's where I'm like, we haven't really gotten to a point yet, any good point. Like, we're in 3 seasons, and we see in 2015, it's still the same dynamic with Lucy and Steven, so
Yeah.
she's not changing.
She's not
Which,
changing.
actually, I've seen quite a few interviews lately of him, the actor, Jackson is his name, right?
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
every time that somebody wants to talk about, like, how bad Steven is, he really wants to make a point of, like, how bad Lucy is too, which I thought was interesting. I saved one that he said, or maybe I didn't. Oh, yeah. This is someone was like, he called her a narcissist. He was like, she's impulsive and a narcissist, and then Grace was like, "Look who's talking," because Steven is too, but, like, and he always wants to point out to the interviewer, like, "Oh, but Lucy's making bad choice too. Lucy's selfish, she's a bad friend," like, which I do
Yeah.
think is obvious, but do you think
Yeah.
Lucy and Steven are on the same level? Yes?
The thing is I think that as a viewer, people focus a lot on Steven, that it's easy
Mhm.
to miss Lucy's bad characteristics and behavior. You don't really hear
Yeah.
people talking about how bad Lucy is because they're focused on Steven, but I think he wants to drive that point home just in case the viewer's missing it. Like, she is
Mhm.
also awful. People need to pay attention to just
Mhm.
how devious some of her actions are, you
Yeah.
know? She's not a great, it's like, because she's not a good friend and then she is, right? Like, what you're
Yeah.
doing for Pippa, you're a good friend, but what you did to Bree, you're an awful friend, right? And it's
Mhm.
like you're not
I
going
do
out of
think
your way to ruin people's lives, where Steven is,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah. That's the thing, it sort of feels like, and we do see Lucy sort of have these, like, guilt and feeling bad for things she does, like when she almost told Wrigley about the letter, right? Like, we see her have remorse, we don't ever see that from Steven. So for him in the interview to call her a narcissist, I'm like, I don't know if we've seen her display narcissist behavior, really. Like, I think she makes really bad choices, and I
Mhm.
think she's definitely immature, but I feel like we do see her realize that she's has a problem, and we never see that from Steven. We only see him
Same.
get
Yeah.
worse and more
Yeah.
angry at other people. We never see him self-reflect. So, I
Yeah.
don't know, I just felt like he was sort of trying to say they're even in the interviews, but I'm like, I don't know. I think Lucy has issues for sure,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
I don't know if they have the same issues. So,
Hell no. No, for sure.
what did you think of Bree's mom, the character?
Interesting
Mhm.
character. I don't know. I feel like I thought it was going well, but it's very obvious to me that she wants nothing to do with Brie, and that's really
Oh,
sad.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I don't know if I got that,
Oh,
but
okay. I'm interested to
maybe.
hear your take, because it
I
seemed to me like like it was going well. It seems like okay, so it seems like Brie's memory of
yeah.
what they had as a child is not accurate, right? She's holding on to these moments that maybe didn't
Mhm.
exist or elongated the time period. So it sounds like her
Mhm.
mom really wasn't in her life at all,
Yeah.
or in and out. And then I don't know, it just seemed to me like her mom wants nothing to do with her. Like, I have a really big feeling that she's going to be looking for her to
Mhm.
come to this gallery, looking to go with her over the summer and contacting her.
Mhm.
And this lady's going to ignore her.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I definitely feel like Bree thought they had this connection, and had this year together and were something, and it's clear that her mom kind of maybe almost looks at her as like a little sister, like not she doesn't see her like that's my daughter, she never had that relationship with her and she's so young obviously and I feel like in these shows they usually portray that young mom that, like, now she would sort of be, like, an addict or on the streets or, like, have all these problems, but we see that she seems to have her life kinda together, she's in a relationship, she doesn't seem to, like, have a hot mess of a life, you know what I mean? So it's not
Yeah.
necessarily like, that might even be harder to see that, like, okay, your life is doing pretty good, but you never
You never came
reached
back
out
for
for
me.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think that
Yeah.
might even be harder than, like, "Oh, okay, clearly that this woman could not be a mother, she couldn't take care of me, she's got her own shit going on, but, like, she's doing okay." And she never, she hasn't tried to, like, mend that relationship. I don't feel like she thinks of it as a relationship, right? It's just
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's concerning, right? Like, the minute you got your life together, your first step should be going to get your daughter back, but she
mhm,
kinda has gone forward with her life of, like, "I don't have a daughter, I never had a daughter, and I
mm,
don't want one now, like, it's gonna be an inconvenience to me to" like, and she
mhm.
kind of, in so many words, was like, "Look at you, you're in
Yeah,
college, you're pretty," like, basically, "You're fine, you don't need me,
yeah.
you did fine without me, I'm doing fine without you,"
Mhm. I
you
think it was
know?
like, a good eye opener for her, though, to hear her mom describe how she was in relationships and realize, like, she's doing the same thing, and
Mm,
even though she didn't want her mom to know that she's turned out the same way pretty much, like, she sees now. Because remember Oliver called her, like, needy or something, or said, like, "You
mhm,
don't wanna be needy," so yeah, it was sad to see, but I mean, she's in her 20s now. It's not like the relationship would even take it's not like a small person that you would have come live with you and take care of. Like the relationship would be fairly low maintenance. So it's
yeah.
sad that she wouldn't want to continue it. But yeah, I don't think she really wants her to come stay for the summer, right? No.
And she doesn't wanna go to her art exhibit or whatever.
Yeah.
She didn't seem interested, so I'll be interested to see she didn't wanna take the picture, right? Like, she was
Mhm.
reluctant to, so it's just like, "I'm glad
Mhm.
we caught up. I'm glad you're not mad. Bye."
Mhm.
Like, that's what I
Yeah.
think is good. That's my take, but we'll see. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am, so
And hard, I'm sure, to hear that she sort of described herself as like needy in relationships and needy for love, but like not for her daughter, I guess. You know what I mean? Like she's like that towards men only, but not for like that relationship. So I think it was probably good for Brie, but also hard. But I don't think, like you said, Brie doesn't get that yet. She thinks like we're gonna
yeah.
spend the summer together. You're coming to this exhibit, and so yeah,
Yeah.
just sad to watch. But
It is, yeah.
Wrigley was there for her, which is cute,
That's
even
yeah,
though they're not single.
they're gonna
But
have I'm telling you, those trauma bonds are forming, because
mhm,
I thought it was super cute that he was, like, teaching her how to swim, and then obviously
yeah,
they're getting touchy, and we see them almost share a smooch, but they
mhm.
didn't take it there, and, did it seem like to you when Wrigley came to the room to take Pippa and they shared a kiss, Bree got a little jealous, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then she
okay,
brought up Evan, right? She said,
okay,
"Now me and
yeah.
Evan are back together." Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, okay, alright, I'm like
which is so funny because Pippa's into Diana, so, like, what are her and Wrigley even doing? I don't know, but
right, and they could have really caught this before, you know, obviously, we're seeing this connection form between the 2 of them, we really could have caught it before she gave Evan another
yeah,
chance, right?
right? Yeah, and then we see obviously that's lasted all the way from 2009 to 2015, and so that's a very long time for whatever's going on between Bree and Wrigley. We obviously don't know all the details, but if they've just been, like, hooking up on the side for 6 years, that's
Yeah,
a lot. That's a lot
so
of
that
secrets to keep. Mhm.
yeah, mhm,
Oh, what
tell
did you
me
think of
less.
Steven going is he gonna do something with Diana's photos, I guess?
Yeah, 100%.
Mm.
I thought, okay, he's either gonna send them to all of the schools she said that she was gonna go to so
Yes,
that
you're
she's
right.
forced to go to Yale.
You're right,
That
yeah.
that yeah. So she said, "I'll go to Harvard, I'll go to Stanford, I'm sure I'll get into all of them, like, I'm
Mhm.
a top candidate." So I think he's gonna send them to those schools so that she has to go to Yale.
I think you're right. And I saw someone in the comments be like, "That's illegal. Didn't he get charged?" Not in 2009, it wasn't.
Yeah, I think a
People
lot
did
of
all
people
kinds of shit.
don't realize, like, the kind of stuff that happened back then that was just, like, acceptable. I don't know if you've seen that there's this clip circulating around of an award show where, Cameron Diaz she
Yeah,
was presenting and he's,
the
like,
kissing.
forcefully trying to kiss her, and,
Mhm.
like, if that happened today, oh my god,
You know
there
what?
would be a riot.
This actually reminds me that like, on Disney Plus, they have old reruns of America's Funniest Videos, you know that show? And my little
Mhm.
guy loves the show, and I always forget to record the new ones, so sometimes we'll watch the old ones, and they're from, like, 2003 to 2005. My older son is horrified because the amount of naked kids on it, creepy jokes from the host, like, creepy jokes to the people in the audience, creepy jokes on the video, and it's so funny to see his reaction to be like, "That's not okay, like, what are they doing?" And, like, that was just so normal to us then, but now when someone that's never been in that generation watches it, he's like, "Naked kids are on the TV, like, that's so weird, like, that's not
That is
okay,"
weird.
and but
How the
apparently it was
fuck was
fine
that
then.
normal,
I mean, they
right? Like,
have it
now
blurred out, of course, but, like,
of
even
course.
now, we wouldn't do that, like, we're not doing that now, so,
Yeah, hell no.
yeah,
You won't
it's so
even
funny.
show a diaper being changed. Like, it's just
No.
crazy how we lived through stuff that was just, like, normal. I think there was a normal then, but, there
Mm,
was a lady that went viral on TikTok because she basically was saying how she has a high body count of, like, men that she slept with because
mm,
back in her day, like, she would just do it so the men would leave her alone in, like, corporate
no.
settings or to climb the corporate ladder. Like,
Uh-huh.
remember that used to be like, you guys, if you're young listeners, you don't know what the hell we're talking about. We're young too,
What
but,
we had to deal with. Yeah.
yeah, but it
Yeah.
was, like, very normalized to, like, sleep your way to the top or have to sleep with not in my experience. I never did nothing strange for a piece of
Uh,
change. But, like,
never heard that.
but you where women felt like in order to get a promotion or to elevate in a career space, they had like, most of the
Oh, it was
executives or men they were men, and you had to sleep your way to the top. So she was kind of saying that in her video, like,
yeah.
"I have so many bodies because I would just do it so they would leave me alone. I would just
Mhm.
do it to get ahead in life or to get to the next step." And it was so normalized then to where it's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you have to do to get to that would never happen now," you know?
No. I mean, working in restaurants for so long, think now to the things that I that were appropriate and acceptable. Like, I remember being a hostess in a restaurant at 17 years old and the manager calling my house to be like, "I want you to wear, like, this or this today." And my parents landline, and that was fine. Like, that people just did that. Or, like,
Yeah.
one time coming into work and one of the kitchen guys was like, "Oh, I had a dream about you last night." And you're like, "Oh, like, about work?" And they're like, "No, but there was a job involved." And, like, yes. And, like, to young people, these are just a couple examples I can think of. And, like, that was okay. And that's why, like, these Me Too movements and stuff are so important because I love that it's not normal now. Like, if you can't say
Yeah.
something like that,
You
you would get
can't call
fired.
somebody and be like, "Make sure your skirt is real short today." "Alright, bye."
Yeah.
Like, no.
To children, basically, which is
Yeah.
horrifying, and, like, those are very mild examples, like, I'm sure people have way worse stories. I know people have way worse stories, that's just
Mm.
little things. Those are just little things that have always stuck with me, and we all have those things where it was like, that would be funny then, and, like, I can't even imagine what would go on in, like, corporate offices back then, and so it's nice now that it's
Yeah.
not
Like, it's like
normalized.
yeah, it's for sure, like, that's something that if you woulda told your boss about back then, they'd be like,
They
"So?"
wouldn't give a
Like, you know
shit.
what I
It was
mean?
probably the
Yeah.
boss saying it, like,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
yeah,
nowadays, it would never happen. So I love how far we've come in that sense,
yeah,
but we have so much further to go because men
mhm.
still do
Still
creepy shit in the
problems, yeah.
workspace, you know?
Were people doing nudes in 2009? 'Cause I didn't get a cell phone till 2007. I was a little behind on the time. So, is that a thing?
Girl, I
Oh.
don't know. I don't know, I'd have to check my records. I
Okay,
don't
because
know.
I was like, I didn't know I was behind the times. I didn't know people were doing nudes then. Although they look like
It's
you
just cell
know?
phones barely took, like, camera photos, like, they're so
Yeah.
blurry, you can barely see them.
It must have been a phone like a camera and then emailed, right? It looked like it was on the computer, so
Yeah.
archaic
Yeah.
nudes. That's how we used to do it back in the day. Well, I
Archaic
didn't,
news.
but I mean, people did maybe. So I
No.
missed the boat on because I got in a relationship in 2007 and got my first cell phone after that. So
Oh,
I
you
don't know
missed
what's
your
been going on
you
in the world.
missed your 2000s nudes. I don't know. I don't know why I would be sending no nude in 2007. I was barely grown. I don't know. I
Yes,
don't
you were
think I
5,
did. I
5
don't think
years old. Me
I was
too.
5.
We
Yeah,
were both
I was
5.
like, I wouldn't be
Let's
sending
not date
nudes
ourselves.
I wouldn't be sending nudes at
Oh, yeah, you'd be in, like,
4.
high school, right? 4.
I was like 3. I don't know. In
Yeah.
2007, I was
We
like
were
5.
you just let us live in our delusional land today, okay? Close enough. 2005, 1995, it's all the
Same
same.
thing.
It's all the same year, but I think did we cover everything except for the last scene, obviously, was I think we kind of have talked about oh, wait, what about the pool with Chris? And that was
Yeah,
creepy.
that was creepy. I mean, granted, he's definitely like, "What the fuck?" Like, this didn't
Mhm.
happen because he knows it didn't happen with Lucy, but he
Yeah.
seems to think that everything is fine with him and Pippa to the point where he called her. She'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, are we cool? Are we not cool?" Because he they showed the scene, she was out of it.
Mhm.
Someone walked in on them, Diana, right?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
visibly had to save her. So it's like, what about that gave this is all
Yeah.
everything's fine?
That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, what are they trying to portray here? Are they trying to portray that Chris is actually not innocent by any means, or is he unaware? Are they showing him like this is his genuine reaction? Like he's actually shocked that Pippa thinks this, or is he being diabolical and pretending that, and then calling Pippa to like make sure she's gonna lie or like not
I think
tell
it's
the
that
story?
one. I think
Yeah.
it's that
Okay.
one. I think he's very well aware, because from my memory, when he walked in and seen Diana, he was very shocked and like
Yeah.
looked at Pippa to see if you could tell what's going on.
Hmm.
So I think he is now.
And he's done it to
People
others, right?
convince themselves of stuff, right? They convince
Hmm.
themselves that this is what she wanted, this is what so I think now he's trying to, oh, well, she didn't say. He doesn't know in his mind if Pippa knows or not, right? So he's
Yeah.
like, well, she never said anything. The other girl
Hmm.
said something, so he knows that she's aware. He thinks that
Hmm.
Pippa's unaware and doesn't remember what happened. So now he's
Yeah.
trying to corroborate his own thoughts. Like, what does she know what happened or does she not?
Yeah.
I think that's what he's doing.
Yeah. I think so too. But that was rough being trapped in the pool with him, just like popping up like a little sea monster or something.
Yeah, she's like,
So,
"Get the fuck off of me," and everyone's seen that and heard that, so
mhm. Yeah, and the pee bucket. I saw someone online being confused about that, but obviously, like, Chris's friends had done that to the other girl and to her too, and then
mhm.
she didn't wanna let Pippa know that because,
Yeah.
like, she's being a good friend to Pippa, but I understand why Pippa doesn't wanna come forward, but I feel like if she knew what Lucy was going through, she would, and I still don't understand why Lucy can't just be like I guess it still sounds like a lie, but I don't know why she can't be like, I happen to a friend of mine, she doesn't wanna come forward, so that's why I said it. And it just feels like
Yeah,
it's the truth, so
it would sound like a lie at this point. She's carried it too far,
yeah.
right? She should have done this a while ago, and I think
Mhm,
that's where it's, like, getting tricky now is, like, Pippa's trying to make sure that Lucy's not, like, getting harassed by it, so she's not even
mhm,
being honest about that,
yeah,
so and it's just gonna blow up even worse, like, it's gonna come out that Lucy's lying about this, like, I just know it.
yes, definitely. And then the last scene, I mean, we already talked about this is Lucy's kink, and she has to listen to Steven's voicemail because Alex ain't doing it now that he's nice, so,
Yeah.
I not much to say about that, I
Not
guess,
much to
but
say, yeah, like,
it is what it is.
it's sad, obviously, to
It
see,
is.
and the things I forgot about that voicemail, I forgot, like, what he said in it, so it's like
Mhm.
hearing it again, like, it's like,
Yeah, I
sheesh, how
guess
can you ever get back to somebody that talked to you like that?
I guess this is something that hasn't really been explained to us about Lucy because I would assume that the psychology of it is that she feels like she deserves that, right? Like she
Mhm.
doesn't think
Mhm.
very highly of herself, and so she thinks that's what she deserves.
Mhm.
But from what we've heard about her past, I don't know what. maybe there is nothing that has to cause it, but, her dad passed away, she's mad at her mom. At the very first scene, she was talking about how she doesn't think she's really a good person. Like, what do you think is causing these issues for her? Is it just some
I
kind of
think I think it's
mental health
I think
issue?
I think it's that she thinks she's a bad person, so she deserves it. Like,
But
I think
why?
she thinks she's a bad person because of what she did to Bree. I think she thinks
But
she's a
even
bad person.
before that, I feel like this has started right from the first episode where she thought she was a bad person. But, like, what has she it sort of would be like if someone had done some bad things in their past, but we haven't really seen that, right?
Wasn't there, like, a flashback in season 1 about something she did over the summer? I think right now why we're seeing this, like, her, like, wanting to be talked down to and degraded is definitely stemming from lying about SA and
Mm,
what she did to
yeah,
Bree, you know?
mhm. Yeah, because she started off the show saying, like, she told her mom, "I don't think I'm a good person," or something, maybe that's a friend, and she had dumped that boyfriend without, like, really having any feelings about it, so
I
but
don't know, maybe we're gonna see
we
some
definitely see her do
flashbacks of
bad things.
yeah,
But,
yeah,
yeah, just from it seems like this is stemming from, her whole life, sort of.
yeah.
Maybe just trauma from her dad or, like, passing
Mhm.
away, but, yeah, they never showed, like I don't know. I guess,
I
we'll
don't
get to
know.
that, but
Maybe we'll see a
mhm.
flashback of something she did in her youth that was, like, really terrible that has shaped how she feels about herself now.
Yeah, or maybe it's just something within, like, nothing really happened, it's just how she feels about herself, but, yeah, they
Yeah.
just keep getting darker and darker with no explanation, so maybe
Yeah, give us yeah, they better fill all these plot holes, right? Because I feel like we're starting to now we have Bree's mom and we're learning more about her past. Like I feel like the same is coming for Lucy because she's a
Mhm,
complex character.
she is, yes.
Yeah.
Well, any other thoughts before we go?
No, I'm enjoying
No,
this season though. It's a mix
it
of
is.
dark and it's a mix of like just juicy, you know?
It
So,
It keeps you engaged for sure, and I'm so
mhm.
sad we don't get it in Canada at 9 o'clock the night before like everybody else. So I have to watch it when I wake up on Tuesday morning, and it just doesn't
Girl, nine
hit
o'clock be
until at
so
6 a.m.
late. 9 o'clock be late. I be fighting to stay up to watch it. Like, I'm like,
I feel like you're always out on the town late. I don't know why you act like you just sleep all the time. I feel like you're
I
pretty fun. I think you're funner than you think you are. You're like
really
half and
out
half.
on the town. Like, actually, I don't go anywhere that's
See, my
actually
life is
so
so boring
crazy.
that your life seems like a party to me. That's how bad it is. I gotta get out
Literally,
more.
the night Tell Me Lies came on. I went to sleep at 8 o'clock, woke up at 8:30 just so that I could try and catch it. I was like, oh,
Uh-huh.
I got a nap in. Like, see if I can catch it now. Girl was
Uh-huh.
falling asleep.
Like,
Had to finish it the next morning, but thank you for thinking
see,
that.
your life seems exciting to me, so that doesn't say a lot about my life then, does it? If
You're
you're
so
really
funny.
just sleeping and chilling, then I gotta get out more, I think, so
It was a goal, like I said, it was a goal to get out more this year. So
yeah.
I am trying to do that. I haven't been out
Yeah.
of the house in like a week,
Oh,
but if it's like
it
if
started off
and with
strong,
it
and
started off
then
strong and it has now fizzled. But
and
we're
now
gonna get back on the horse. But with Love Is Blind season
I
coming,
was gonna
we're gonna
say
be stuck. I'm gonna be right here,
living here.
living here. So we'll
Well,
try
after
again in
Love Is
March.
Blind season yes. After Love Is Blind season, you can get back out there once or twice a week and live your wild life because that's wild to me, so
Live my wild life of
yeah.
dinner and a spa.
Crazy, crazy
Crazy times,
party
crazy
animal.
times.
Well, we have the Love Is Blind cast reveal reactions if you haven't watched that yet. We have all of our Real Housewives, the Valley Persian style, and I guess that's it for right now, right?
Yep,
And Tell Me Lies and our deep dives. We have Kyle Cook out, and we're doing another fun one on Friday you guys are gonna love. Oh, and the Traders are covering that too. So
yeah, yeah.
come back and check all that out. If you don't subscribe yet, subscribe. We would love you to leave us a nice review, and we'll see you next time. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.